28th of August 2023, Ireland lending to America, and my heading here is "We are propping up America financially." The weather's better today. It's drier, but there's not much sun. It's not great weather. It's just drier. That's all. Now Ireland borrows its money with bonds issued by the central bank, and they're from 0 to 3 years, 3 to 5 years, 5 to 10 years, or over 10 years. And there's a coupon on the side, and you get interest. The lender gets interest every year, and he gets the full sum back after the maturity of the bond. Now, most countries, but particularly the United States of America, which is almost bankrupt at the moment, when the time comes to pay out the money, they're on the phone straight away. Janet Yellen is visiting places like China, begging them to roll over the bond. In other words, don't look for your money, reinvest, leave it there, and we keep paying interest. And of course, because they're printing so much money, they are causing inflation, and the value of the money, the purchasing power, goes down. So over the period, so it's really costing you money to lend to any country at the minute, including Ireland. Now, back in 2018, non-residents held Irish debt or owned Irish debt or lent to Ireland 76 billion, and local things like banks and credit institutions 54 billion they were in. So it was local Irish 54 billion and foreigners 79. So anyone can invest. Once you have money, they'll take it off you. Now, if you take it that some of the statistics are way behind, the authorities don't publish the statistics. Only 2018 I can get some of the statistics. So, for example, we are more in debt. We in 2018, is it 2018 now? I meant to say, if I said 16, I'm sorry. 2018, we had €5 debt for every 6 we have today. In other words, we have 116% more debt now than we had back in 2008. And I mentioned 2018 because some of the statistics is 5 years behind. Okay. So our debt currently is 240 billion euros, and the American debt is 37,700 billion euros, 32.7 trillion, or 32,700 billion dollars. Now we can count dollars and euros virtually the same. They're nearly on a par. I say Ireland owes euros, America owes dollars. Okay, if you invest in those countries, you buy in their currency, you put in your money at their currency, and you get paid in their currency, and you convert it back. Now, do you understand that? So you can see the massive difference. 240 versus 32,700 is the difference in the debt of the two countries. But then America has a lot more people than Ireland has, and a bigger economy. Okay. Now, of the Irish debt, who has it? Well, Irish insurance companies have it. People living in 2018, people living in Ireland or institutions held 60 billion, and non-residents own 92, and that roughly adds up to the total debt. Don't hold me on a few euros here and there, because the fact that the statistics aren't available this year is a bit awkward for me to handle and make it sensible for you to understand. Now we're going to look at American debt. And there are 39 countries. Who have loaned money into America by US Treasuries. That's a big lump of paper with US Treasury written on it, the length of the period of the loan that they're accepting, and the coupon each year they pay out, the interest rate. And so it was seen as the best of all way of investing our money, but it has been downgraded several times. It has been downgraded by various institutions one notch, and we're looking at a terrible problem in American banks. We don't have to go into that now. So who has stuck their money into America? Who is investing in America? Well, I'm going to read out some of them here for you here of the 39. The top lender is Japan, China mainland, United Kingdom, others, well, we leave others out, but that could be places like Monaco and all that. Belgium, Luxembourg, Switzerland, Cayman Islands, Canada, huge country Canada, 247 billion is what Canada has loaned. And the next, number 9, is Ireland. 245 billion euros of Irish people's money is invested in the United States bonds. As Gay Byrne might say, I kid you not, or I cod you not, as we say down here. Next is Taiwan, India. India 238. We're way ahead of India. We're way ahead of Brazil, Hong Kong, Singapore. And France has 201. France is 2001. India 238. Norway 122. Germany 87.4. Here is Germany, one of the biggest economies in the world, and it only has invested 87 billion in American bonds, whereas Ireland has 240 billion in American bonds. Holland has only 74. Another huge economy, right? So Paddy's punching above his weight. Oh man, that's the, let him out. Give him the money out of your pocket, and will he go showing off with it? Now, Saudi Arabia. Now, Saudi Arabia is a huge oil producer. Now, bear in mind that Ireland has invested 240 billion euros in US treasuries. How much has Saudi Arabia invested? 113. 113. About 40%. They're one of the richest countries. And they're on about Saudi Arabia dumping the bonds out and leaving America strapped. What if Ireland did it? I bet you never heard this on anywhere. You never heard this on any Irish newspaper or government or RTE or any radio or anything. Probably the people wouldn't listen anyway. They probably wouldn't listen. Maybe that's the reason. But anyway, the thing about it is, anyway, where were we? So we were ahead of Saudi Arabia, Germany, Bermuda, Netherlands, 74, United Arab Emirates, 70, Mexico, 68, Thailand, Australia, Spain, Philippines has 50, as opposed to our 240. Israel, 44, and all the protection they get and all they have stuck into America bonds is 44 billion. Poland, Kuwait was rescued by America when Saddam Hussein invaded it, and all they have in is 41 billion. Sweden 39, Colombia 39, Chile 37, Vietnam. Now in New York there is a monument that says that 54,000 American patriotic soldiers died in Vietnam. That's not the ones who were maimed for life. 54,000. And here we have, 5 years ago, President Donald Trump went over and was received in that country, Vietnam having beaten America. And here we have them lending 36 billion euros, 36.7 billion euros in American treasuries, lending to America. Now imagine the unfortunate men suffering all that and being shot and killed to fight Vietnam for America. And here today we have no hassle at all. When they lost, if America had a win, you'd probably have mayhem over there yet. Imagine that Vietnam is investing in America $37 billion. What does that tell you? And this is why I say about the young lads in Poland, and our lads as well. At the moment, it's not worth it. That's what I say. Now, give it a few years, not even be remembered. Iraq, 34 billion, Peru, 32, and the Bahamas, 28. Anyway, the main point is, folks, we are stuck into American bonds to the tune of 53,000 euros each, which is almost equal to our national debt. Or if you counted those who pay tax, the workers, and those who contribute, and companies to contribute, it's 80,000 per person. Consider that youngsters won't be paying tax for a long time, and retirees and people in nursing homes and that won't be paying. Right? So, that's how much we have stuck into America. Now, I'm going to make a suggestion, and I'd love to get a poster underneath to counter me and tell me where I'm wrong. Why don't we dump out, just fail to renew any more bonds? The Americans will be ringing up, please renew. Say no, get our money back when it matures. And over a period of a few years, we'd have 240 billion to cancel out our national debt. Or at least sell half America, get rid of half American debt, and get rid of half our national debt. Think of what, now I know the current government couldn't build anything, they can't build a children's hospital, but there you are, we could all be handed, everyone, poor, rich, sick, sore, old and young, 53,000. Why not sell the American bonds, get rid of them, and give us 53 grand a piece? Can anyone tell me why that shouldn't be done? I'm sure there are people that shout, oh, the Americans invest in Ireland, oh, they have several factories, and I appreciate that foreign direct investment. But why should Irish taxpayers have to pay 53,000 apiece just because the Americans invest here? And would it make any difference? Surely the corporations that do this investing and do the microchips and do all the things here, surely they would not go just because we don't spend our money on their country. We are propping up the American government. We are propping up the American military machine. We are propping up NATO. We are propping up the war against Gaddafi. They're trying to beat them in the government in Syria. And they're going to start trying to attack Africa. So can anyone tell me? I know Russia's no angel. I know the Chinese are moving up and maybe they have to be watched. But can anyone explain to me, what in the name of God is it to do with me? Why should I have to invest my money or give money to the government or spend it for me shopping or my VAT on my farm products to invest in America? Does anyone have an idea? If they do, point me in the right direction and I'll make another video. That's 12 and a half. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable stuff. But this is the reality of the situation. We're lending through bonds and treasuries to America to the tune of 53,000 for every man, woman and child in the Republic of Ireland, totaling $240 billion. See you back. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down and please comment underneath.